Hi everybody, this is Coach McCreary from Baseball by the Art, and today's tip is actually building upon a previous video that I did a while back talking about infielders and trying to feel for the seams. Now if you were to watch that video, you would notice that I talk quite a bit about the importance of getting the ball out of your glove and finding the seams. I also showed you how easy it is, the more you practice it, that it just kind of happens automatically. Well, in that video, I promised that a future video would talk about what your fingers actually do during that process in order to get the ball out of the glove across the seams. And so this video, when I come back, is going to be a close-up and show you what exactly each finger on the ball does during that process to make sure that the ball comes out across the seams. So when I come back, I'll give you that tip. Okay folks, here I am back, and I want to talk about actually what each finger of my hand does in order to make sure that when I take the ball out of my glove, my fingers are across the seams. Now, there's a couple phrases in baseball. One of them is come in with 5 and come out with 2. Okay? However, I like a phrase that I think is a little more efficient, and I would tell my kids go in with 3, or in some cases go in with 4 and come out with 2. Okay? The first is if I go in with 3 or 4, you notice that my thumb is hooked in this direction. I'm not going in with a flat hand like this with my thumb aligned with my fingers. I'm going in with my thumb underneath my fingers. Now that ensures that as soon as I touch the ball, my thumb is already under the ball, which is where my thumb needs to be when I actually am throwing the ball. So that's one thing I get out of the way immediately if I can take my thumb under the ball as I bring my hand in. So whether I go in with 4 fingers above my thumb or 3 fingers really depends on how comfortable I am doing that and also how big my hand is. So let's start with 4 fingers because that's going to be more typical for most kids, particularly when they're younger. So if the ball is caught, now let's say the ball is caught, and if you look in my glove here, you can see that my fingers, as soon as they go in, are going to be across the seams. If I go in and I catch and I recognize and feel that my fingers are already across the seams, in essence, all I do is I take those other 2 fingers off the ball because my fingers are already across the seams. So then it becomes, well, what do I do then with my fingers if I grab the ball and I am not across the seams? So if I get a little closer here, you can see if I grab the ball, it's going to be along the seams, like a 2 seam, and I'm going to come out this way. Well, I want to come out almost like a 4 seam. So what do my fingers do in order to turn the ball to get it to be across the seams? Well, that's where my other 2 fingers come in. Of course, the only 2 fingers I'm going to use is my middle finger and my index finger when I throw. So when I go in with 4 fingers, in that case, 4 fingers are on the ball, and once I feel that I have to turn the ball, when these 2 fingers come off the ball, they turn the ball as they come off so that my fingers end up across the seams. So I'll show you that again. If the ball is in my glove and I come in with 4 fingers and I recognize I have to turn the ball in order to get across the seams, as I'm bringing the ball up, my 2 fingers below turn the ball so that my other 2 fingers now are across the seams. Now, of course, that's not too difficult when I have 4 fingers going in. It's a little more difficult when I have 3 fingers going in, but if my fingers are long enough and strong enough, I can still turn the ball with that other finger as it comes off and have it result in having those 2 fingers go across the seams. So give it a shot. Not only try to come the ball out with the seams, but use those other fingers there to manipulate the ball and turn the ball as you're bringing the ball out so that you can get proper fingers on the seams of the ball. Okay folks, so there's your tip for today. It involves the manipulation of the baseball with your non-throwing fingers to turn the ball so that it gets in the proper position to go across the seams. So hopefully you were able to see that well enough, and hopefully I did a good job of explaining that. It's one of those things where the more you practice it, the more your fingers will just do it without you even thinking about it. So give it a shot, keep on practicing, and I guarantee as an infielder you will come up with more fingers across the seams if you can manipulate that ball with those fingers. Have a good day, folks, and thanks for watching.